Alright? Hari Om. Because of the interruption, we will continue now. So this is a fundamental human problem, and it's a common universal problem for all human beings, where the limitations are there as they are, because the body is limited, mind is limited, intellect is limited, and the whole universe is so fast, and our desires are so many that we cannot get what we want, and we depend on somebody else for getting our fulfillment. Therefore, the helplessness is a part of the problem that causes helplessness. Is from the point of the time-wise, space-wise, object-wise, fundamental limitations are there, and because of that we get frustration, anger, and the frustration and depression, and that leads to the thing that the whole life becomes a meaningless for people, and meaningless and burdensome and boring, and the struggle goes on, and this is what is called samsara. So this samsara is going on not only this life, continuously, life after life after life after life, and therefore what is the prayojanam? Prayojanam is understanding that the limitations do not belong to me, and that's what is the moksha. I am free from limitations. Even when I am feeling limitations, I am actually free from limitations. So that Vedanta is providing you the fundamental basis of trying to solve a fundamental human problem. That's why in Krishna in the second chapter, he starts with the highest philosophy, and he's saying that you are crying where there is no reason for you to cry, because you are crying that you are going to fight and kill this teacher or the grandsire and so on, and because you are giving importance to the external transactional body, mind and intellect. But the fact of the being is natyevaham jatunasam natvam natyevaham jatunasam natvam nemi janadipaha nachaiva nabhavishyamaha sarvevayam atapam. There is never a time I was not there, never a time you are not there, never a time all these kings are not there, because the life or the jiva is eternal, and yet you are crying as though they are going to disappear. So this is the highest philosophy. Not only the Arjuna has the attachments for a particular bodies and so on, this is a human problem for everyone, and that's because of the limitations of this desa kala vastu parichinnatvam. So moksha, the liberation, has to be beyond these limitations. There should not be any limited by space-wise, time-wise, or object-wise, and that is the essence of Tattvamasi statement, where you are that which is, you pervade the whole entire universe itself, not as the body, mind, intellect, but as pure existent consciousness which is limitless. And therefore what you are seeking for, I am seeking for only happiness, and eternal unlimited happiness that I am seeking for, that you are already. So therefore, what is the purpose of the studying of the scriptures and the is essentially solving the whole problem of life itself, and this is the very fundamental basis of life and very purpose of living also. So this is what has to be understood, and once I understand the bottom line, prayojanam, so what I am looking for, this only in all my pursuits, pravrutti and nivrutti, and therefore there is no point for me going after other things, because other things are only temporarily, they give you pleasures, and that sukham is only making me, in fact, bandhakatvam, making me a bound to it, or a bondage itself. They're causing more a bondage, because I depend more and more on the people or circumstances for my happiness. And therefore it is a withdrawal or understanding that I am independent of the circumstances, and that's what is the whole prayojanam itself. And that has to be understood clearly by continuous analysis, and that's what is the purpose of this Nidhidhyasana, is having studied the understand the nature of that, why we need to contemplate on this is being discussed here. This is from the slokas, the 268. It says Jnate vastunyapi balavati vasananadiresha. Jnate vastunyapi balavati vasananadiresha. Karta bhokta pyahamiti dudhayasya samsara hetuhu. Karta bhokta Yahamiti Drudhayasya Samsara Hetuhu. So Samsara Hetu, the cause for Samsara, which we get because of the Jesakala Vastu Parichinnatvam, that means limitation of the space-wise, time-wise, the object-wise, and that is causing a problem. And how that comes into picture is Jnate Vastunyapi. Even though I understand clearly the Vedanta, that means yes, I have understood what exactly Mahavakyas and scriptures I clearly understand. So Vastunyapi Jnate, I understand what exactly absolute truth, the Brahman is infinite, Sachidananda, I am Sachidananda, all those things are understood. Yet he says Balavati Vasanadiresha, because of the strong binding of the remaining vasanas that are there, which are beginningless, Anadi Esha, these vasanas are coming from millions of lives we have been attaching with the body, mind, intellect. And even though I understand I am not the body, mind, intellect, when the body is having a problem, I feel I am having a problem, I'm having the physical problem or physical mental problem or the emotional problem or intellectual problem. Problems of the body, mind, intellect are so intensely associated because of the vasanas, because of the lingering vasanas that are not completely eliminated and which cannot be eliminated completely, but they have to be nullified slowly and through karma yoga and upasana, through bhakti yoga. And since there is still there, and karta bhokta pyahi ahamiti, karta bhopya ahamiti, aham karta bhokta, aham karta, aham bhokta. I am a doer and I am an enjoyer. So these are the fundamental problems. I am a doer is a notion, I am an enjoyer is a notion. The body, mind and intellect is required for enjoyment and for actions. Actions can still go on, but identification that I am action is a problem. Why? Who is going to act otherwise? Body mind has to act alone. But even when the body, mind and intellect is acting, I have to have a recognition that I am not a doer. So akarmanya karmaya pasyetu. So karmani, see, in the action is going on, akarma, I am not a doer, has to be noticed or has to be recognized by the seeker. And therefore, this is this karta bhokta, I am a doer and I am an enjoyer. That means there is a ahankara involved. I am a doer. I am something is essentially the essence of ego. Ego is ahankara. So ahankara is a notion that I am a doer, a notion that I am an enjoyer. And therefore karta bhokta api bhokta api ahamiti, I am that. So I am the doer, I am the enjoyer, I am the seeker, I am doing, I am walker. All that I am plus something else that is to be superimposed on I am is the essential problem. And Drudhaya asya samsara hetu. It is firmly abiding. These misconceptions are coming from ages. So even though I understand that I am not a doer, but that understanding doesn't sink in, and therefore the knowledge has not become internalized. So even one understands it on giving talks and all that, but the knowledge has not been synced in deep enough. Why? Because of the lingering vasanas. And how long the lingering vasanas will go? That depending upon the intensity of the lingering vasanas. So people come from different vasana backgrounds, and once they study that the nature varies depending upon how pure their minds are. So the Krishna gives you a simple analysis in the third chapter. Say dhume na vriyate vaknihi yathadarso malina cha, dhume na vriyate vaknihi yathadarso malina cha, yatho lena vruto garbha tatha tena damavruti vrutam tatha tene damavrutam tata tena idam avrutam. So in the same way, this is my misconceptions are covered by what? By vasanas. It says, depending upon the nature of the seeker. Some are evolved seeker, which they have purified already in some in the previous life. So they already have only few limited vasanas that they can get exhausted. And that's why we said we have varieties of 3 types of students in the broader range. One is Uttamadhikari, Madhyamadhikari, and Adhamadhikari. So these gradations vary depending upon the purity of the mind. And Dhumena Vriyate Vaknihi. If one where the fire is covered by the smoke, all I need to do is a wind to blow it out. So the vasanas are just superficial, which can be removed very easily by proper understanding. Yatha Datso Malinacha, just as the mirror is covered by the dust. So Krishna gives you second example. In some cases, the dust is covering the mirror, therefore I cannot see. So I had to do some action now. More than just blowing air will not do. I had to take a rub and clean out the mirror for me to see clearly. And the third one is essentially Yatholblena Vruto Garbha. So the Garbha, the fetus is covered by the sac, which has to be removed. So it has to be developed by 9 months in the womb, and only when it comes out of it, it comes out slowly. So it takes some years, it takes months of it before it gets to be removed by natural process. So in the same way, for a sadhana, for vasanas to be removed, it may take years and years, and we'll cover what are the problems involved and what are the obstacles in the spiritual growth. All that will be covered. But Krishna gives you essentially a simple 3 examples that we are familiar, to show that there are varieties or degrees of intensity of these vasanas, and therefore appropriate time also is required to clear out. So even though I understand it, I am not able to live through. So essentially, what you call Brahmatmana Samsthitaha, firm abidance in the Aham Brahmasmi is not gained because of these remnant vasanas. We'll go through more of these slokas slowly. With this, we stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.